Good evening, everyone. I hope your preparations are going good for GPAT and NIPER. And you might have seen our last topic, that is for the drug of the day on our channel Pharma Elite. If not, check it out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So today's topic for the drug of the day is quinidine. Quinidine is an anti-arrhythmic drug. We will look into the treatment, its metabolism, its mechanism of action, and mainly the structure. Okay, so let's get started. So quinidine is an anti-arrhythmic drug. Okay, it belongs to the class 1A sodium channel blockers. It blocks sodium channels in the open state. Subclass 1A, that is moderately decrease the dV by dt of phase 0. So dV by dt of phase 0 means that it blocks the influx of sodium ions into the nerves. This is the structure of quinidine. It has a quinoline system, a basic quinoline system, and a quincyridine ring, a bicyclic quincyridine ring. Quinidine is considered to be the prototype drug for class A. It is a dextroisomer, very important, of the anti-malarial alkaloid quinine found in the cinchona bark. So the major difference is that quinidine is an anti-arrhythmic drug and quinine is an anti-malarial drug. Quinidine is a dextroisomer of anti-malarial drug quinine. So quinine depresses myocardial contractility. Myocardial contractility meaning the pumping of heart. Okay, the pumping of heart it depresses, that is, it goes down, and therefore failure may be precipitated in damaged heart. So people who already have heart problem, as CHF, that is congestive heart failure, and any concurrent heart problem, in that situation, quinidine is not advised as it may precipitate a failure. So mechanism of action involves class 1A anti-arrhythmic drug includes local anesthetics acting on to slow down the conduction. So these drugs act by blocking the fast sodium channels, conduction by fast sodium channels, thus inhibiting the phase zero of action potential. So here I would like to clear that quinidine is not a local anesthetic drug. It is an anti-arrhythmic drug. Other drugs which are local anesthetics which belongs to anti-arrhythmic is like a lignocaine. Okay. Here, phase zero, it blocks the phase zero of action potential. So there are four phases. Phase zero is the starting phase where there is a rapid influx of sodium ions. Phase one, it is a phase where just conduction starts from the SA node to AV node and thereby from Purkinje fiber to the bundle of His. So then in the phase two, which is the plateau phase, there is a rapid influx of calcium ions. And phase three is the resting membrane. Phase three is the repolarization phase, where there is influx of potassium ions, and phase four is the resting membrane potential. So, for understanding antiarrhythmic drugs, you need to first understand the phases of action potential. Nextly, the pharmacological actions involves blocks the myocardial sodium channels in open state and thus reduces the automicity. Prolongation of action potential duration is due to the potassium channel blockage, that is, there is stoppage of influx of potassium channels, while lengthening of effective refractory period. Effective refractory period is a period where after your ventricles eject out the blood, there is a minimum amount of resting period for the ventricles. So quinidine lengthens this effective refractory period and it is caused by its moderate effect on the recovery of sodium and potassium channels. So this affects the recovery of sodium and potassium channels at high concentrations of quinidine. It inhibits L-type calcium channels, very important, and decreases the availability of sodium channels as well as delays their reactivation. So other effects, this is very important, of quinidine includes fall in the blood pressure. So fall in the blood pressure occurs due to the weak alpha adrenergic blockade. You might be knowing alpha blockers such as prazosin and terazosin. They are advised in hypertension as they reduce the blood pressure. and cardiac depression, which is caused by quinidine. So decreased skeletal muscle contractility, uterine contractions, and neurological effects. Neurological effects is seen in the case of synchronism. The most adverse effects associated with quinidine therapy are gastrointestinal disturbances such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. So synchronism is when there is overdose of synchronalkaloids, overdose of quinine and quinidine. So in such cases, the first adverse effect seen is ringing in ears, that is tinnitus, followed by neurological effects. These neurological effects include delirium, visual disturbances, and nightmares. Next, we will focus on to the structure of quinidine. So it consists of a quinoline ring. This is the quinoline ring, a bicyclic quincidine ring, which is very important. This is the bicyclic quincidine ring. This is the stereochemistry here. Okay, ring system with a hydroxymethylene bridge connecting these two components. So there is a hydroxymethylene bridge. This is the hydroxymethylene bridge which connects the uh, quinoline and the bicyclic quincidine ring system. Secondly, examination of quinidine reveals that it has two basic nitrogens. This is the basic nitrogen of the quincidine system and this one of the quinoline ring with pK equal to 11. With so in this structure, the nitrogen of the quincidine ring is stronger as compared to the quinoline ring nitrogen. Because of the basic character of quinidine, it is always used as a water-soluble form. So these water-soluble forms are very important for the parental preparations. Third point, the, these salts include quinidine sulfate, gluconate, and polygalacturonate. In special situations, very important, quinidine can be administered intravenously as the gluconate salt. Important, not as a sulfate salt, as a gluconate salt. So takeaway points from these slides are the structure. It consists of a quinoline ring, bicyclic quincidine ring system, which has a with a hydroxymethylene bridge and the salt forms. So nextly treatment. Quinidine is effective in many atrial and ventricular arrhythmias. As it is not used due to it is not used to terminate these arrhythmias as quinidine has adverse effects, which include Forsage D point. It is a type of ventricular arrhythmia. So quinidine might be an antiarrhythmic drug, but it is not used to terminate atrial and ventricular arrhythmia due to this side effect. Very important. It is occasionally used in a dose of 100 to 200 milligram therapeutic dose to maintain sinus rhythm after termination of atrial fibrillation and rarely in ventricular arrhythmia. Atrial fibrillation and ventricular arrhythmia, these both are type of arrhythmias, and in ventricular fibrillation, life-threatening situation. So in such situations, quinidine is usually given to avoid atrial fibrillation. Quinidine is given as a maintenance dose 100 to 200 mg. Quinidine is be used for acute and chronic treatment of ventricular and supraventricular arrhythmias, especially supraventricular tachycardia. So nextly, the drug-drug interactions are also very important. Rise in blood levels and toxicity of digoxin due to the displacement from tissue binding and inhibition of P-glycoprotein mediated renal and biliary clearance of digoxin. So when quinidine and digoxin are administered together in a patient, there is a rise in blood levels and toxicity of digoxin as there is a displacement of from the tissue binding and inhibition of P-glycoprotein. So this point is important. Nextly, the risk of Torsades D points is increased by the hypokalemia caused by diuretics. Hypokalemia decrease in the potassium content caused by diuretics such as furosemide and torsemide. Synergist cardiac depression. So synergist is the if I give verapamil or quinidine together, there will be a double effect. That is, quinidine will have its own cardiac depressive effects and also verapamil. So this cardiac depression, this effect is seen with beta blockers such as ace-butalol, verapamil, which is a calcium channel blocker, and potassium salts. Quinidine inhibits CYP2D6. It is an enzyme which prolongs the half-life of propafenone. Propafenone is again anti-arrhythmic drug and inhibits conversion of codeine to morphine. It is very important. Codeine and morphine are opioids, narcotic drugs. So this point is important. The metabolism of quinidine is quite vast. The quinidine's metabolism appears to be dependent on a combination of metabolism and P-glycoprotein efflux. Once absorbed, quinidine is subjected to first-pass metabolism, hepatic first pass by CYP3A4 metabolism, and is approximately 85% plasma bound. So from these, we come to know that quinidine undergoes first-pass metabolism by CYP3A4 enzyme. It is highly plasma protein bound, around 85%, with an elimination half-life of approximately 6 hours, and it is metabolized mainly by liver, and renal excretion of unchanged drug also significant, 10 to 50%. The metabolites are hydroxylated derivatives. This point is important at either the quinoline ring, first pass O demethylation, or the quincinidine ring through oxidation of the vinyl group. So there is a vinyl group, and the metabolites are hydroxylated derivatives. So as these are hydroxylated derivatives, therefore you can make a salt of quinidine. Therefore, there are salt form of quinidine, quinidine gluconate, and these derivatives are very important in the parental preparation. These metabolites possess only about one-third the activity of quinidine. In addition, a common contaminant in quinidine preparation, which is important, dihydroquinidine, which is derived from the reduction of quincinide vinyl group at carbon 3 to an ethyl group, which can also contribute to its activity, but it does not show any major antiarrhythmic activity. Okay, so takeaway points from this presentation would be its metabolism, structure, the class to which it belongs to, other drugs which belongs to class 1A, okay, diisopyramide procainamide, and you have to focus on this chapter anti-arrhythmic, which is important from GPAT point of view, especially classification. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for your attention.